In the quiet hours of twilight, when nature whispers its secrets through the rustling of leaves and the shimmering dance of fireflies, humanity has, over time, unwittingly replaced the moon's gentle glow with the harsh rays of artificial lighting. This is a journey back in time to our evolutionary past and forward into the present day, exploring how constant indoor lighting disrupts the natural rhythms that have long guided the human body. Tonight, we delve into the story of how our fostering of artificial light has led us away from the age-old dance between light and darkness, ultimately affecting our sleep, our health, and the way we experience the world. Imagine a time when the rising sun marked a fresh start and the falling twilight signaled a natural slowing of life. Our ancestors, emerging amidst nature's splendor, found themselves intimately connected with the cycles of day and night. In those ancient moments, light was not just a background feature, it was a vital cue, an ever-present partner that dictated the ebb and flow of activities, from the hunt at dawn to the communal resting under starlight. The human body, sculpted by millennia of evolution, is finely tuned to the cadence of natural light. Before the advent of fire and modern electricity, every sunrise and sunset played a critical role in governing human behavior. The rise of the sun signaled alertness and activity, while dusk ushered in time for rest and recovery. It wasn't merely about waking up and going to sleep. It was about aligning our internal processes with the natural world. In essence, sunlight was destiny, a daily reminder of the world's rhythms. Yet behind this beautiful synchrony lay the subtle, yet powerful influence of light on our brain's chemistry. The human brain, in its quest to maintain balance, developed precise mechanisms to sense changes in the environment. Every morning, the early light would cue our internal clock, awakening our senses and preparing our bodies for the challenges of the day. As dusk fell, a cascade of hormonal adjustments began, foremost among these being the release of melatonin, often called the sleep hormone. This chemical messenger gently urges us towards relaxation and sleep, harmonizing our biological rhythms with the world's natural cycles. In those moments, before humankind harnessed the flame, our ancestors were at one with the universe. The planet itself offered cues that encouraged healthy sleep and well-being. Imagine a world where the only artificial light was the tender flicker of a campfire, where stories and songs filled the quiet night, and where the steady rhythm of sleep and wakefulness was a silent promise between nature and man. This was the original landscape of light, a sacred interplay where each ray of the sun and each shimmering reflection of the moon was meticulously measured by nature. Fast forward to the present day, the once majestic interplay between light and dark has been replaced by an omnipresent glow of indoor lighting. Today's world is one of convenience, and convenience alone. Walls lit by fluorescent tubes and screens that shine relentlessly define the modern interior. These lights, though designed for efficiency and clarity, come with a hidden cost: the disruption of our natural body's internal programming. Step inside an average office building or a suburban home, and you'll notice how artificial light never really leaves you. Early in the morning, before the sun has securely risen, many people are already immersed in a world of light, with alarms, emails, and screens heralding the start of another busy day. Even as the sun sets, the glow remains, unyielding and unchanging. This dominance of indoor lighting creates a peculiar scenario, a life lived in a perpetual daytime state, while urban brilliance allows us to work late, relax with our favorite gadgets, and even dine beneath the comforting hum of LED lights. It has inadvertently disconnected us from the gentle cues of dusk and dawn. The boundaries between day and night have become blurred. In our owned lighting environments, the world feels endlessly lit, a ceaseless stage where the natural order of rest and renewal is faint and forgotten. While artificial lights provide instant clarity and enable economic and social advances, they mask a deeper, intrinsic problem. The artifice of our illuminated environments has replaced the subtle signals of nature with what seems to be an uninviting sterility. The playful interchange of natural brightness and gentle shadow, so critical for regulating our bodies, is now a distant memory. How then do these relentless beams of indoor lighting impact the delicate balances we developed over countless generations? How do they alter the inner mechanics of a body that was once so harmoniously in tune with the natural environment? Deep within the human body, there exists an orchestra of hormones, tiny messengers that coordinate an array of functions from metabolism to mood, from alertness to relaxation. Chief among these hormones is melatonin, a quiet sentinel produced in the darkness of night. Typically, as dusk falls and natural darkness envelops the surroundings, the brain begins to increase its melatonin production. This soothing chemical prepares the body for the restorative state of sleep, easing the transition from wakefulness to rest. However, in our modern, artificially lit environments, this delicate balance is undermined. The persistent glow of indoor lighting sends mixed signals to our brain, confusing the natural production of melatonin. Instead of receiving a soft cue to unwind, our brains are bombarded with the unremitting brightness, reminiscent of daytime. It's as if the conductor of the hormonal orchestra has suddenly lost his baton, resulting in a discordant symphony. Imagine the frustration of a traveler who is unable to read the map. The traveler perseveres, but without the proper guidance, repeatedly strays from the intended path. In much the same way, our body's natural timetable becomes jumbled when it cannot reliably determine whether it is day or night. The improper signaling from artificial light effectively delays or even suppresses the release of melatonin. When the hormone that should quietly usher in sleep is out of sync, our body's internal clock is thrown off kilter. This hormonal confusion can lead to a cascade of difficulties. Imagine trying to play your favorite melody on an instrument that suddenly falls out of tune. The joy and harmony of the music are lost, replaced by an erratic and unsettled sound. In the body, melatonin mismatches can result in difficulties falling asleep, less restorative sleep, and even mood swings during the day. As if this were not enough, the intricate interplay of other hormones affected by light, the steady rise and fall of cortisol, for example, compounds the problem, leading to further imbalance and stress. Consider the scene. It is late, and you sit in a room lit by a single desk lamp, your computer screen glowing with bright letters and images. Outside, the natural world has donned its nocturnal dress, shadows deepening and stars struggling through the residual urban glow. Inside, however, your body remains in an alert state, tricked into staying awake by the unyielding artificial brightness. The mismatch between what your eyes see and what your brain expects leaves you in a state of constant, subtle turmoil. Sleep, the essential restorative ritual, is increasingly compromised in a world that never truly darkens. When the body's natural signals to relax and sleep are muddled by artificial lighting, sleep becomes a fragmented, elusive process. Instead of a smooth transition through the layers of sleep, light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, modern individuals often experience interruptions that jar the natural restorative process. Imagine sleep as an intricate tapestry woven with threads of deep rest, vivid dreams, and quiet regeneration. In the natural world, darker hours help ensure that this tapestry is completed uninterrupted, each thread falling perfectly into place. However, when artificial lighting infiltrates the night, it is as if random disturbances have been introduced into the weave. The result is a sleep that is neither deep nor comprehensive, a series of broken patches where concentration fades and the body struggles to maintain equilibrium. These sleep disturbances are not mere inconveniences. They carry significant implications for one's overall well-being. Over time, the effects of sleep fragmentation can accumulate, diminishing cognitive performance, mood, and even physical health. Lack of proper sleep affects memory, decision-making, and productivity. More than that, it disrupts the natural cycle of rest and recovery that the body relies upon for healing and rejuvenation. The rhythm of sleep that once served as a nightly salve is now ravaged by the incessant glow of indoor lights. Consider a night when you awaken not once, but several times, each awakening sharper and more disruptive than the last. During these moments, the seductive pull of restorative sleep remains just out of reach. The body remains in a state of limbo, caught between the demands of consciousness and the need for rest. Over successive nights, this fragmented sleep pattern can tip the scales towards chronic fatigue, leaving one wandering the day in a haze, desperately trying to compensate for the deficit accumulated overnight. For many, the picture is all too familiar. The warm glow of a bedside lamp, or the bright glare of a smartphone late into the night, might seem innocuous, yet they are the silent saboteurs of sleep, slowly eroding the natural foundation that should support each night's restorative journey. The awareness that sleep is slipping away under the siege of artificial lighting can create a self-perpetuating cycle of anxiety and stress, a vicious loop that further deepens sleep disturbances. The journey through our modern lives need not conclude in a perpetual state of fragmentation. There is, in the midst of this relentless artificial glow, a way back to balance, a method to reclaim the natural rhythms that have sustained humans for eons. The first step is to recognize and restore the patterns that align our internal clock with the natural world. Imagine, for a moment, a gentle ritual of reawakening. With the first light of dawn, rather than diving straight into the chaos of the day, one might take a few quiet moments outside to experience the subtle warmth of the early sun. This intentional exposure to natural light, even briefly, can help reset the biological signals that have been thrown off balance. As the body absorbs this authentic light, it begins to relearn the natural cues that have been obscured by incessant indoor lighting. Creating an environment that mimics nature's own cycle can be a transformative experience. In the evening, as dusk approaches, it is helpful to gradually reduce the intensity of artificial lighting. One could dim the lights, shut off screens, and even indulge in a few quiet moments of reflection to signal the impending arrival of rest. In doing so, the body is gently coaxed into its natural rhythm, a rhythm that has served it well long before the era of constant indoor illumination. Consider the practice of light hygiene as a modern equivalent of an ancient ritual. Just as one might cleanse the body before sleep, it is equally important to cleanse the environment of artificial interference. You might explore practical strategies such as the use of warm-toned lamps in the evening, or even the innovative practice of scheduling a tech curfew that reduces screen time in the hours leading up to bedtime. As subtle as these changes may seem, they carry the promise of restoring the proper dialogue between the external environment and your internal well-being. The benefits of rhythm restoration extend far beyond the realm of sleep. When the body is once again aligned with its natural rhythms, the cascade of hormonal regulation resumes its harmonious flow. Improved sleep quality, sharper cognitive function, and a more balanced mood are merely a few of the rewards that can ensue. This is a world wherein the gentle cues of nature, sunrise, sunset, the quiet thrum of nighttime, once again dictate the pace of life, rather than the relentless prodding of artificial light. It is essential to appreciate that this process of realignment does not require dramatic overhauls. The journey back to balanced rhythms can begin with small, mindful steps. Enjoy an evening walk as the sky deepens into twilight. Adjust the settings on your devices to warmer hues in the evening. Engage in calming activities, reading, meditation, or simply sitting by a window where the night sky is visible, to foster a connection with the enveloping darkness that signals the time to rejuvenate. In reclaiming the natural patterns of the day and night, one not only rediscovers the beauty of a well-rested mind and body, but also embraces a legacy embedded within the very fabric of human evolution. The moon, the stars, and the soft natural darkness are not mere relics of a bygone age. They are the guardians of our physiological well-being, whispering a timeless reminder that balance is the key to a life well lived. The story we have journeyed through tonight is not one of despair, but one of promise. Our modern lifestyles, steeped in the benefits of progress, have inadvertently distanced us from the natural order. Yet, by acknowledging this imbalance, we are empowered to reconnect with the timeless rhythms that have sustained humanity through the ages. The constant hum of indoor lighting, a symbol of modern advancement, needs not be an unyielding adversary. Instead, it can coexist alongside the natural cues that signal rest and renewal, if only we choose to listen. Picture a future where the glow of artificial light is carefully balanced by the subtle cues of dusk and dawn, a future where our internal clock ticks in harmony with the cycle of nature. In this vision, our sleep becomes an uninterrupted, revitalizing journey through the phases of rest. The resulting well-being is more than a matter of convenience. It is a return to a state of equilibrium that science and experience have long affirmed. To those who have felt the tug of sleepless nights, the frustration of midday exhaustion, or the inexplicable sense of imbalance, know this: each new dawn is an invitation to reset. Every moment spent in the soft natural light of early morning, or the embracing darkness of nighttime, is a step toward healing. Let the natural cycle guide your choices, a gentle reminder that the world was once, and perhaps still can be, a place where every rise and fall of light serves a purpose. In closing, as the city lights continue to dominate our landscapes, and as indoor brightness dictates the modern tempo, remember that nature's own rhythm, the quiet, persistent pulsation of day, giving way to night, remains a powerful force. It is within our power to harmonize these elements, to reclaim our lost nights, and to restore the natural cadence of life. May each night bring you closer to that balance, and each morning remind you of the ancient, unyielding beauty of a world illuminated by both natural light and the gentle promise of rest. Let the darkness be your guide. Embrace the natural contrast of night and day. In the quiet interplay of light and darkness lies the secret to a rejuvenated spirit. A promise that even amidst the modern glare, the lost night can be found again. The story we have journeyed through tonight is not one of despair, but one of promise. Our modern lifestyles, steeped in the benefits of progress, have inadvertently distanced us from the natural order. Yet, by acknowledging this imbalance, we are empowered to reconnect with the timeless rhythms that have sustained humanity through the ages. The constant hum of indoor lighting, a symbol of modern advancement, needs not be an unyielding adversary. Instead, it can coexist alongside the natural cues that signal rest and renewal, if only we choose to listen.